You come in?
Tamika Brewer. And this is my audience. Today I'm going to be talking with y'all about why y'all should become an organ donor. It is currently over 110,000 people waiting on an organ. And even though there's 100 million people that's on the organ donation list, it's still not enough people for the waiting list because there's still a lot of people alive. So that's the reason why you should become an organ donor. About 8 people die every day. 19 people die every day waiting on an organ. And if one person becomes an organ donor, they can save up to 8 lives. My mother-in-law was diagnosed with a kidney failure when she was 32 years old. As a result of her kidney failure, she went blind. So she's been on dialysis for about 22 years, and right now her kidney is failing. Because even on dialysis, your kidney can't really make it past 24 years, so she's almost up to her max. So right now she's waiting for somebody to become a match for her for her kidney. You can become a donor in so many ways, but there's a lot of reasons why people decide not to become organ donors, because there are a lot of myths about organ donation. The first myth is people feel like doctors won't do enough to save your life. That's a big myth, because doctors take an oath to do everything in his power to save your life, because he has nothing to do with the transplant at all. He doesn't have anything to do with it. He doesn't get any money for it. And as a matter of fact, even if you're on life support, it's up to the family to decide what's going to happen to you. The doctor never decides about your care. The second reason a lot of people feel like they're not going to be an organ donor because they feel like they can't have an open casket funeral, which is not true, because when they do incisions, they make sure they do it from the back. They get the back, so you're going to have on clothes anyway, but you're lying on your back, so nobody will be able to see anything that goes on with you. And like my great aunt, she was an organ donor, and she had her eyes removed. Well, what they did is, since her eyes are shut anyway, they kind of like put some kind of tape over it, so so like anything won't fall out. And I think she had something inside her eyes also, so it wouldn't even look like, you couldn't even tell that she didn't have eyes. So that's a big myth. Another reason people feel like they can't be an organ donor because they feel like they're too young or too old. Well, age definitely doesn't matter. Even if you're under 18, the only thing you can do at that age is ask your parents, can they sign a consent form? And if they agree to it, you too can become an organ donor. And because children need organs too, and sometimes adult organs won't cut it. And a lot of times, like even being older, like 70, 80, there's been plenty of people who've donated organs at that age, so that's not a factor. A lot of people also believe that they're not in good health, and there's no way people are going to want my organs. But your organs don't determine about your overall health, as far as like if nothing's wrong with your liver can still be used. So your health is not one thing that's just going to really matter. Another thing people believe is that that you have to pay for the removal of the organ, which is not true. You or your family don't incur no charges as far as getting your organ removed. That's all up to the person who needs the organ or who needs the transplant. So that's a big myth. Another thing people feel like that like their kidney or like certain things have to be used, and that's not true, because not only can you be an organ donor as far as your liver, your stomach, and your pancreas or anything else that's going to preserve life, you can also become a tissue donor, which you can donate the corneas of your eye, and that helps, of course, a long way. And you can donate muscles also, which can help people walk again. So one thing you can do to save a life is become a donor. You could donate by going to donatelife.org, or you can do it on your DMV driver's license form when you renew your license or when you first get your license, or you can also sign an organ donor card. And it's easy. It takes about 1 or 2 minutes. So if you want to make a big change in the world and you want to be a help to everyone in the world, you should donate an organ or a tissue. One person can save 8 lives. And again, my name is Tamika Brewer, and my audience.